Rise and shine. Let's look out there with live cam this morning. Not that cold at all. We're at 59 degrees. We can handle that. But we are going to warm up a lot today, so be prepared for that change.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
We hope you had an awesome weekend. Good morning, everybody. It's 6 a.m. on your Monday, February 26th.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this morning, maybe go ahead and go for some cold coffee just to get prepared for what we're going to have later this afternoon.
Iced coffee is popular. Change is probably one of the words of the week in the weather department. Justin is in for Mike. Good morning.
So Steph and I are excited about the warm weather today. I'm not sure that really is the sentiment of most of San Antonio, though. We're still in February. And we are going to get a cool down by the middle part of the week, but you got to get through today and tomorrow because it is going to be awful warm. The other big story this morning is going to be the fog. We're starting to see that advance towards San Antonio. And as RJ will show you in just a second with some of the JanSky shots, we're seeing that move in across southern parts of San Antonio. This is a satellite picture where we can kind of see the fog and low clouds, and it has been working its way towards San Antonio here last couple of hours. So visibility is down at Stinson. That's the one spot here in Bexar County where we've seen that visibility really come down. New Braunfels has been dealing with fog for the better part of 2 hours, and Gonzales starting to see visibilities drop even more so there. So it's going to be, I think, San Antonio kind of points east where we see this. But it could cause some issues for the morning commute. As we go outside for you right now, 410 and I-10, visibility is still good there. 58 at the airport, 55 in New Braunfels, 49 in Kerrville, a little cooler up in the hill country, and humidity levels just a little bit lower there. Your forecast today, hot. 88 here in San Antonio. I think we'll see some 90s on the map this afternoon. It will be very toasty, especially as you get south and west of San Antonio, where we could see some mid-90s this afternoon. Those changes this week, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. So you'll want to keep attuned to the forecast. And we're going to have more on that coming up. Let's get over to RJ now and look at some of that fog with those TransGuided shots.
All right, yeah, we're going to tell you a story of fog here in 3 different shots. So we're taking a look here at 37 Loop 410. So this, of course, traffic still moving pretty good in this direction here, but you see this layer of fog in the horizon there, 37 Loop 410. Let's get another shot here. This is going a little bit further southeast, and you see right there 37 at Bronig Lake, and you just see the amount of fog in this area is pretty significant here. This is southbound traffic coming through that you're seeing in our direction there with those headlights. Brake lights indicate the northbound traffic, and we're seeing more people on the roads now starting our 6 o'clock hour. But again, it's been very, very busy and very foggy out there. As we take a look at 37 and Old Corpus Christi Highway, U.S. Highway 181 there. Traffic is still moving pretty good in both directions here, but again, a lot of fog starting to roll into the area, especially on the southeast side. Speaking of the southeast side, we have a stalled vehicle being reported Loop 410 eastbound at Southton Road. This is going to be affecting our traffic. That's actually going to be going up to 37 and 410, and also that's going to be headed into the South Bresa direction right there. So Loop 410 eastbound Southton Road. Also want to let you know about another stalled vehicle. This is going to be on the west side affecting our traffic here on 90 westbound at 36th Street. Cause a little bit of delays right now, but not causing anything major or significant at the moment. Take a real quick look here at inbound and outbound traffic times. Really kind of biggest thing we're seeing right now, inbound traffic coming in from Lavernia, looking at about 40 minutes there, and outbound something that we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Floresville's actually gone up a little bit. I'm guessing that's because of the fog that we're seeing in that area there. 25 minutes if you are headed from San Antonio area out to Floresville right now. 27 if you're headed out to Lavernia. So fog is going to be the big thing that we're going to follow throughout the rest of the hour. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. New this morning, San Antonio police say a woman was killed late last night while trying to cross a street on the northwest side. The woman in her 40s was trying to cross the road around 11 p.m. at Babcock and Medical without using a crosswalk. That's when police say the driver of a car told them he didn't see her and crashed into her. SAPD says that driver did stop and try to help. However, the woman died at the scene.
In your morning headlines, President Biden will meet with the top 4 congressional leaders at the White House this week to press Congress on passing an emergency aid package for Ukraine and Israel. The Republican-led House is under pressure to pass the $95 billion national security package. That legislation cleared the Senate earlier this month, but Speaker Mike Johnson hasn't put the bill up for a vote in the House. As the war enters its 3rd year, Ukraine's president is vowing victory against Russia, even as Russian forces advance on the battlefield. The U.S. believes Russia has lost over 300,000 troops.
The Associated Press reports this morning that the Palestinian Authority's prime minister says he and his government are resigning. However, President Mahmoud Abbas must still decide whether he accepts the prime minister and his government's resignation. The move signals a willingness by Western-backed Palestinian leadership to accept a shakeup that might usher in reform seen as necessary to revitalize the Palestinian Authority. The U.S. wants a reformed Palestinian Authority to govern Gaza once the war with Israel is finally over, whenever that happens. Happening today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard 2 cases that could determine the future of what we see on social media.
As ABC's Derek Dennis tells us, the main issue is whether states can limit how tech companies remove content on their platforms, which some critics claim is censorship.
This morning, a crucial question takes center stage at the Supreme Court. How far can the government go in regulating political content on social media? The justices will hear arguments today about whether 2 laws passed in Republican-run states are constitutional, one from Florida, the other from Texas. The Florida law bans tech companies from suspending the accounts of political candidates. The Texas law makes it illegal for tech companies to remove political content based on someone's viewpoint, even if it's hate speech. Supporters of these laws say social media platforms have been censoring users, especially those with conservative or religious views. But tech companies argue they have a right under the First Amendment to set their own standards to prevent misinformation.
It's about government, in this case, Republican government, forcing a private platform to say something it doesn't want to say. It would be like the government going into Chipotle and telling them that they have to serve hamburgers because people want hamburgers.
Restaurants don't have an expressive right to exclude Black people or Jewish people from their restaurants because they want to make a point. Similarly, the platforms, which again are the Supreme Court has called our public square, can't exclude people they don't like to make some obscure and not quite clear expressive point.
Both laws would allow tech companies to be sued for violations. The lawmakers in Florida and Texas say they're trying to regulate the business actions of tech companies, not their freedom of speech. This case could have far-reaching implications from what you see about the presidential election to even how spam is regulated. The justices are expected to issue a ruling by this summer. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Right now it is 6:07. We have some late-breaking news from our area. We're getting reports of a gas leak out in the Schertz area.
That's right, and we have Katrina Weber live out there on Brooks Avenue and Randolph Avenue. Katrina, can you give us the very latest?
Sure. I was able to confirm with police that they have capped this gas leak. It was a pretty sizable one here in this neighborhood here in Schertz. So this is the corner of Brooks and Randolph, but we understand the problem was centered in an alley just down the street. Now, we have crews with CenterPoint Energy here who have been working. When we first arrived about 20 minutes ago or so, we could hear the hissing of gas coming out of the pipes, we assume, and we could smell a very strong odor of gas in this area. But that has dissipated. We heard that hissing stop, and a police officer who was here blocking the street did confirm that they were able to cap that leak. We have not been able to confirm with him what we have been hearing through social media, that there was a car involved that hit some gas meters in that alley and caused this problem. And we also have read posts from people who live in this area on social media that they were told to stay in their homes and keep the windows closed. But I did try to confirm that with the police officer. He said he wasn't authorized to talk to us about any of that. So we don't know for sure if that is true. But there definitely was a gas leak here that seems to be under control now, with CenterPoint Energy crews here trying to address the problem on a more permanent level to fix the problem and make sure that this doesn't happen again. No injuries reported as far as we know. Reporting live in Schertz, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina.
Right now, 6:09, 59 degrees.
Still to come, the playoffs continue to roll on for high school basketball. We're going to check out the teams still battling to get the state tournament.
And after the break, a solid performance on the road wasn't enough to help the Spurs get a win last night. We've got highlights from their game with Utah before tomorrow night's rodeo road trip finale.
And looking out there with live cam, it's going to be an interesting weather week, but right now not too bad, 59 degrees, and later today very warm. Get prepared for that. Shorts and t-shirt weather once again. We'll be right back.
Well,
Welcome back at 6:13. Well, the Spurs were 1-8 on last year's rodeo road trip.
And they entered last night's game against Utah 1-6 with just one more game left. First quarter, Wemby getting the block on John Collins, his third of the quarter. Going back the other way, ball ends up with Devin Vassell, who goes baseline for the dunk, his second of the night. Later on, Wemby to Jeremy Sohan, who goes up for the dunk, but he gets denied by Taylor Hendricks. Ball ends up with Wagner alum Jordan Clarkson, who nails the three ball right there. Spurs had 8 turnovers in the first quarter and were down by 17 at one point. Jazz were up 63-39 at halftime. Third quarter, after a loose ball, Spurs get control. Trey Jones, three-pointer. Then it's Trey Jones, another three-pointer. And then, check it out, blocked by Wemby. He has the ball behind the back dribble, tries it again, but loses the ball. Spurs maintain control, and by the end of this play, Vassell tips in the ball after the three-point miss. Spurs cut down the lead to 15, but they go on to lose their 10th game out of the past 11. Spurs lose 128-109. San Antonio is now 11-47 on the season, 1-7 on this year's rodeo road trip.
And looking ahead, though, the Spurs end their rodeo road trip tomorrow night against the top team in the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves. That starts at 6:30 p.m. And the Silver and Black are finally back home on Thursday at 7:30 to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Sunday, the Spurs stay at the Frostbank Center and welcome the Indiana Pacers to town. And staying with hoops, the boys' high school playoffs are in the regional quarterfinal round this week.
In 6A play, a big group of local teams are still alive, and they all play tomorrow night. East Central will take on Lake Travis. Harlan will face O'Connor, and the Brennan Bears have a showdown with the Jay Mustangs. In 5A, another good group of local squads will play Tuesday. Wagner will face Bernie Champion, and Veterans Memorial will look to advance past Rouse from the Austin area.
In girls basketball, the Bernie Greyhounds beat Fredericksburg by 2 points to capture the 4A regional championship. This was the 4th year in a row that Bernie and Fredericksburg have met in the regional final round, and Brennan beat the 6A defending state champs Clark in double overtime to advance to the state tournament for the first time in 10 years. Well, head coach Jackie Contreras shared what this moment meant to her.
It's very special. We were very tight. We've been through a lot of challenges. We lost one of our starters for a month due to a heart condition. We've had some injuries. We've had challenges outside of our court, and we just rose to the occasion, and we're here. We're cutting nets. We're cutting nets going to state.
Exciting. So here are the matchups. In the UIL 6A state semifinal, Brennan will face South Grand Prairie March 1st at 8:30 inside the Alamo Dome. And at 3 o'clock, Bernie tips off against Canyon in the 4A state semifinal. We're going to have the full list of the upcoming games, including TAPS teams. Just go over the sports page of KSAT.com.
Good luck to our local teams.
Yeah, good luck. An exciting time of year.
It is.
And time now, 6:16, and roads look okay from this angle, but let's check back with RJ Marcus.
Yeah, biggest thing we're following right now is the fog that's rolling into our area right now as we take a look at 37 and 410. So thanks to our folks out there at TransGuide, they're kind of just giving us some different angles here, different perspectives of this layer of heavy fog that we're seeing roll through the area right now. So we are at least seeing traffic move through this area right here, but when we take a look at some of the other cameras on the far southeast side, this is 37 at Bronig Lake. That's southbound traffic that you just saw, those headlights coming in the distance here. Again, one of these things that we're going to continue to monitor. Just make sure to take caution if you are headed out in the southeast side of town right now. And we do want to also give you an update here on the southeast side. This is now actually being upgraded to a crash. So initially they had it reported as a stalled vehicle, Loop 410 eastbound at Southton Road. This is going to be right before you get to South Presa, also before you hit that 410-37 interchange, which we just saw that camera right there. So this is around that 410 Villa Main area. Keep this one in mind if you're headed out southeast side. A lot of activity taking place southeast of San Antonio right now. Speaking of the west side here, we're looking at 90 westbound at 36th Street. Still have a stalled vehicle there, fortunately not causing any major delays in terms of traffic flow in that area right now. But again, 90 usually gets pretty busy around this time of the morning. Rest of the city, everything else is looking pretty good. We do have another stalled vehicle that was being reported at 410 and I-10. That was going to be the westbound lanes there, 410 I-10, but does not appear to be causing any major delays at the moment. So for right now, Biggest thing we're following is this fog that's rolling into the area. You see this shot here again, 37 at Bronig Lake. It's been some low visibility out there, and of course, follow all those rules when it comes to driving out there in some heavy fog conditions.
That first TransGuide shot that you showed there at 37 is kind of eerie with the new lights, the big light streets up there.
Yeah.
That layer of fog in the back.
It's always cool to watch it roll in like that. And to see it in the distance. I think we're going to see more of that work into San Antonio here over the next couple of hours. So you may get a little bit busier as it stands right now, RJ, just the way it's looking. Let's first start, though, with what we're expecting this week. And this is going to be a roller coaster ride. I just want everyone to know that we're going to have a lot of ups and downs this week. Today, we're forecasting to be up near 90 in February. That'll be the case again tomorrow. Then we get a cold front on Wednesday. This drops temperatures into the 60s, eventually 50s by Thursday with clouds and maybe a chance of rain. And then we rebound into the 70s by the weekend. So we don't put the coats up yet. Kiddos will need them Wednesday and Thursday. They just won't need them today. If you're heading out the door right now to the bus stop, probably don't need your jacket. It's just, it's going to be one of those days. Okay, now let's talk about the fog, because that is a big issue, as RJ showed you, down across southern parts of Barrett County. And we're seeing that down here around Elmendorf, Bronig Lake. On the southeast side mainly is where the fog is thickest here around San Antonio. Then you've got more fog over towards Gonzales, and New Braunfels has been stuck at about a quarter of a mile visibility for quite a while now. It hasn't advanced that much, but again, I think here in San Antonio, it's a possibility that we'll see some of this. 58 right now, calm winds, and just reporting a few clouds at the airport. This is the satellite picture. And it does show that those clouds have been trying to advance towards San Antonio. So what we're looking at here, by the way, this is a satellite picture, special satellite that kind of picks out where the low clouds and fog are and shows it to us. These purple colors here, that's high cloudiness. We're not going to worry too much about that. But we're keeping an eye on the fog. And again, it is trying to work towards San Antonio. By this afternoon, once that fog goes away and those clouds clear, we're up around 88. Some places in the 90s, even mid-90s down towards Carrizo Springs. It is going to be a toasty afternoon. Seguin 87, San Marcos 86, even Lakey 88 this afternoon. So very, very warm. Pollen count, this is from yesterday. We haven't got today's count yet, but I did want to show you that we have a lot of trees starting to show up, the tree pollen, and most notably oak starting to show up. So if tree pollen gets to you, know we have a long list. And right now, ash is at the top of that list, but we'll be watching oak very closely this week. As you look across Texas, there's not a lot to see here. We've got some showers out to the west. Eventually, we're going to see some energy move in our direction, but the bigger story is going to be the cold air, which makes it here by Wednesday morning. So 80s tomorrow, but this front moves through by about sunrise Wednesday, drops our temperatures into the 50s and 60s, and then here comes a piece of energy out of the west. So on Thursday, it's going to be a cloudy day, and we could get a few showers. That's just going to keep us cool. Thursday will be our coolest day in the 7-day outlook here. So 87 tomorrow, 62 Wednesday, 52 Thursday. You see that chance for rain there. And then 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Turns out to be a pretty nice weekend, other than we will get another rain chance on Sunday.
Well, again, thank you for laying it all out for us and reminding us that it's going to kind of be all over the place this week.
Yeah, we're getting into that time of year where you have to keep your full complement of outfits there because you'll use all of them.
Yeah, now the parents are going to have to lay everything out for the rest of the week, clothes-wise,
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yes, we'll get everything ready now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. 21 past the hour, 58 degrees.
We'll be right back.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis takes you off course, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When I wanted to see results fast, Rinvoq delivered rapid symptom relief and helped leave bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC caused damage, Rinvoq came through by visibly repairing my colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Right now on our website, KSAT's new series, S.
Maybe that's just apophenia. There's never nothing between us.
Right now on our website, KSAT's new series, SA Vibes. It's all about San Antonio's music scene, and it's a project put together by two talented KSAT staffers, Valerie Gomez, otherwise known as Val, and Jeff Saldana. You were just listening to San Antonio musician Michael Carrillo, also known as Mikey Vibe. You can see him on other upcoming artists at local venues like The Lonesome Rose, High Tones, and The Mix. Check it out now on KSAT.com.
So here's something interesting coming up tonight at 10. When was the last time you heard someone refer to someone else as a narcissist? Well, probably recently, and that's because narcissist is one of the most Googled terms on the internet. So we usually use it to describe people who are self-centered or arrogant, but before you call someone a narcissist, you may want to think twice. So tonight, Stefania Jimenez sits down with a local therapist who wants you to hold off. They discuss narcissism in relationships and why we shouldn't rush to use that label on someone and what we can do instead. So that's tonight on the Night Beat at 10.
I wonder if narcissists are so narcissistic they're constantly looking themselves up on Google.
Yeah, I would think so, but I guess we'll learn more, right?
It should fit, right?
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting topic.
Very interesting. It just reminds me of what the tale about the person, like not the mayor, but in the river, who's like looking at himself. Interesting to find out tonight. Time now, 6:26 and 58 degrees for now.
Fog is a problem, but not everywhere. We'll show you some of those trouble spots coming up a little bit later on. Unusual sounds and smells are what woke up people in a Schertz neighborhood. All of that due to a gas leak.
Katrina Weber is live where it all happened near Randolph and Brooks Avenues. And Katrina, we understand this was caused by a driver.
Yeah, a driver who apparently entered an area that may not exactly be suitable for cars. It's an alley, or more correctly, really just a space between homes. Take a look across the street. You can see CenterPoint Energy workers going through there. Now, they tell us that the driver apparently hit 4 gas meters between those homes, and that's what led to this gas leak here this morning. When we got here before 5:30 this morning, we could hear the hissing of the gas and smell a very strong odor of gas that was all over this neighborhood. Those workers were able to turn off the gas leak, but they say that they're waiting for daylight before they can go in and actually repair what was damaged by the cars. They tell us they did see the driver being taken into custody by police earlier this morning. So we don't know exactly what charges, if any, he will be facing, but it seems that most of the danger is over for people who lived in this area. According to their post on social media, they were told to stay in their homes and keep the windows closed while this was going on. But that smell that we smelled earlier seems to have dissipated. Now, some people were worried about a school in this area being closed, possibly because of that. Police told us earlier they didn't think that this would be an issue by the time that school is ready to open. So it seems that everything is almost back to normal here in this neighborhood. Reporting live in Schertz, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina, and good morning. It's 6:30 on Monday, February 26th.
Thanks for starting your work week with us. Two of the main weather headlines this morning could be fog this morning and then eventual falling temperatures. And Justin is here to talk about both.
Busy week. We're not waking up in a fog just because it's Monday. Right. There is actual fog out there, and we're seeing visibility continuing to drop there around Stinson. So this is a place that RJ is going to highlight here in a second with some of the TransGuide pictures, because visibility is down. It becomes a little bit dangerous to be out on the roads. Now, this is just the one spot, though, that we're seeing it here in Bexar County. It's pretty localized. And then Pleasanton, you're noticing dropping down to 0. So we're watching that area along with New Braunfels and Gonzales for the issue of fog. We're going to go back here to our rain chances this week. Yeah, we do have some rain chances that we're going to watch coming up on Thursday. This comes along with a cold front that is going to push through and bring some cooler weather, but also a chance for some showers. So Thursday and Sunday are 2 days that we're looking at the possibility of some rain. Otherwise, The big story today is going to be the heat. We're going to be up near 90 this afternoon before that cooler air arrives by Wednesday. We're going to talk all about that coming up in just a bit, but let's get over to RJ now and look at some of that fog and how it's affecting traffic.
Yeah, definitely affecting our drivers out on the southeast side. As we take a look behind me, 37 at US 181. This is Old Corpus Christi Highway. Now, traffic is moving through this area right now, but the fog, has been slowly rolling through this area right now and getting thicker. Basically, every 15 minutes or so, or every time we've been checking our TransGuide cameras, it just continues to get a little bit thicker out in that area. As we take a look here at 37 Loop 410. Remember, just about 10 minutes ago, we were able to see a clearer picture, but now this is kind of rolled through this area right here. So some thick fog being reported right now, as you can see on the southeast side. Want to update you on this crash now on Loop 410 westbound. So this is actually a separate incident from the stalled vehicle that we had earlier on South End Road. This is going in the opposite direction now. Westbound traffic, Loop 410 at Villa, Maine. So this is now backing up traffic all the way to South Bressa. Remember, that stalled vehicle was on the eastbound lanes. This is now on the westbound lanes. Being reported there, a crash in this area on the southeast side. And of course, when you just saw from visibility right there, it does not look good as far as things clearing up in that area right now. We also have a crash being reported 90 eastbound at I-35. This is a bit south of downtown. We have a camera in that area that I'll show you here in just a bit. But again, 90 eastbound at 35. And we also have this stalled vehicle on 90 westbound at 36th Street. So again, the rest of the city, everything else is looking good for the most part, especially for our drivers on the north side of town. We have a lot of green on the screen here. Do expect things to kind of pick up as we get through our the rest of our 6 o'clock hour. Let's see if we could show you that other incident that we were talking about here. There it is, I-10 at 35. So again, eastbound lanes, we have a lot of emergency vehicles in this area. We'll call TransGuide here in just a bit and get some more information on what's going on there. 90 eastbound, 35 south of downtown. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
That's a mess right there. RJ, thank you. This morning, an immigration attorney is warning his clients about the impact of a new state law.
Senate Bill 4 would allow state and local police to arrest people suspected of crossing the southern border illegally. As Daniela Ibarra reports, it's set to go into effect in just 9 days.
An Eagle Pass field once filled with people, replaced by silver coils. The razor wire is a tool Governor Abbott credits with repelling record numbers of migrants.
Now that we've taken control of this area, for the past 3 days, there's an average of only 3 people crossing illegally in this area.
And on March 5th, Abbott hopes to add a new tool to his arsenal, Senate Bill 4. It makes illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border a misdemeanor. Under the law, Texas police have the power to arrest and deport undocumented immigrants.
Every local police officer will be treated like an ICE officer, and every state judge will be treated like an immigration judge.
Immigration attorney Gerardo Menchaca believes it could lead to discrimination.
Now, if you look like you might be an undocumented immigrant, and whatever that means, right, because they look like everybody else. If you happen to look like one, you might be forced to prove that you are not here without permission.
Under federal law, migrants are entitled to seek asylum. Supporters of SB 4 say migrants will still be able to from a Texas prison. Since SB 4 was proposed, Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar has reiterated he will not ask his deputies to make these calls and, quote, does not anticipate any changes. Still, Menchaca personally feels his advice isn't too extreme.
So for any crime, you're telling your clients not to go to police?
Yeah, the police is no-go. Court is no-go. If you're owed child support for your U.S. citizen child, don't go to court.
That's pretty serious.
It is very serious. It is creating a permanent underclass of people who are vulnerable to crime that may not access the police.
A federal judge presided over a hearing on the bill earlier this month, and he expects to have a decision before it's set to go in effect. He does, though, expect it to be appealed and make it all the way to the Supreme Court. For GMSA, I'm Daniela Ibarra.
We looked at some advice from larger organizations like ACLU Texas, which is not telling people to avoid police, but advising them to know their rights. If you want to learn about those rights, find this story on KSAT.com.
Also, we want you to know if you are a migrant in an abusive relationship, even if you do not go to police, you can always call Family Violence Prevention Services, which runs the shelter and provides all types of services. They will not turn you away.
This morning, a missing girl has been found and 2 other wanted minors are now in jail. The latter are accused of stealing a car, then crashing into a San Antonio patrol unit. This all happened last night on the near west side. Officers got a call for that stolen car and were able to track it down. But after turning on lights and siren, the stolen vehicle took off. The boy and two girls inside the car eventually ran a stop sign and collided with that SAPD unit at the intersection of Delgado and Northwest 23rd. When police found them, they realized one of the girls had been reported missing. The driver, a young man, was charged with theft of a vehicle. It's unclear what charges the other girl will face, if any.
And looking ahead to tomorrow, the long-awaited next episode of Texas Crime Stories premieres, and it's diving into the murder of a young San Antonio mother back in 2020.
Erica Hernandez and Lee Waldman sit down to discuss the case of Jasmine Williams and break down all the people involved.
At just 19, Jasmine Williams' life was violently stolen in front of her own children. What began as a planned robbery by some of her own friends escalated to a plan to kill her.
Despite a mountain of evidence to implicate 7 individuals, the wheels of justice seem to falter.
I feel like a lot of stuff just went completely wrong, especially with them having priors. So it's like you slap them on the hand.
Beyond the courtroom negotiations and plea deals lies the hurt of a bereaved sister who believes Jasmine was cast aside by a system meant to protect and serve the victims of crime.
I really feel like if my sister was 100% white, Kyle, Jontavian, all of them will have higher charges. 100%. I feel like they would have worked harder.
This is Texas Crime Stories, Betrayed Justice.
Just about 20 till 7 and 58 degrees.
And just ahead, we are talking about the future of affordable housing here in the Alamo City. That's next in Leading SA.
643 Opportunity Home provides housing assistance to more than 62,000 children, adults, and seniors in and around our community.
Max Massey met with Opportunity Homes leadership on Leading SA this weekend to discuss the future of affordable housing in San Antonio.
Brandy Pettis, the COO of Opportunity Home, joined us. We talked about a lot. Not only did we talk about the logistics, how you and your families can get involved in the program if you do need some help, but we also talked about the increased necessity, talking about the trend and how so many families in and around our area, they need help. She mentioned the wait list, 100,000 people.
So the need for affordable housing has just over the last several years have just increased. We actually saw our wait list for both our public housing communities increase substantially during COVID. And so at one time prior to COVID, we were about 30,000 families, which was massive at that time. Now we're seeing the need. It's closer to about 100,000 individuals waiting to receive assistance from our program.
You watch the entire interview right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Of course, we have Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So, guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
Well, before we went to, I think, the last break or last check-in with RJ, we saw a giant mess out there at 10 and 35.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check back with RJ.
All right, guys. Yeah, this is going to be around the Burbank High School area. We have got 2 crashes in this area. So first of all, starting right here, 35 southbound at I-10, again, south of downtown, right there at Burbank High School. We have a crash being reported there at 35 at Ripford Street. So we'll take a look here in just a bit, but you do see multiple emergency vehicles out here. At least one of the main lanes is blocked right now on this traffic here on 35 headed to I-10. Let's take a look at the maps and see exactly what we're looking at, because initially we had reported during the last check that we had a crash on 90 eastbound at 35. So we still have that crash being reported here, and it is causing a backup past Nogalitos, past Frio City Road, all the way to, I believe that's a General Hudnall right there off of 90. So if you're coming inbound from 90, keep this one in mind. You are going to run into some pretty serious traffic there, 90 eastbound. And the crash that we were just looking at, again, right there, 35 southbound at Ripford Street. Burbank High School is right here in this area, just south of 90. right there off the east part of 35. So this is going to be causing some major delays if you're headed out to Burbank High School right now. The other crash that we've been following at the moment is on the southeast side, seeing a lot of fog in this area. Loop 410 westbound at Villa Main. We have traffic that's being backed up all the way to South Bresa Street. And let's see if we can get one more look here. Again, 35 southbound at 10. So that's a major issue that we're following right now at the moment. And then this heavy fog that we're seeing there on the far southeast side, that's 37 at 181 as I make my way back to the desk here. But again, we're seeing this fog kind of roll through this area. Even this camera looks a little bit hazy out there south of downtown, and definitely a lot of activity taking place there. We'll continue to update y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Very busy already.
Yeah, that fog is making its way into San Antonio slowly but surely. We keep updating the satellite picture, and this gives us a good vantage point of where this fog is. So we're going to look for the teal color here on the map. That is your fog, and it is slowly working into southern Bexar County there. Now, we've got some high clouds over top of that, so it makes it kind of hard to see, but you get the general idea. The fog is thickest down to the south and east of San Antonio, but we are starting to see that in the southern part of the county. Now, whether or not it makes it up to say downtown or the north side, that's still in question. But I think at least parts of San Antonio will continue to see some lower visibility here before we see that fade away and we get some pretty warm temperatures this afternoon. Visibility is down to about half a mile at Stinson, down close to zero at Pleasanton. New Braunfels and Gonzales both reporting fog as well. But you'll notice the airport, perfect visibility. That's how this patchy fog works. It's hit or miss type stuff, but southern part of the county certainly dealing with it. We are now 42 days away, just 6 weeks away from the total solar eclipse. Our countdown continues. Here's your eclipse fact for the day. The longest length of totality will be over Nazas, Mexico, with a length of 4 minutes and 28 seconds. So that's where it will be longest, which is a pretty good number, by the way. That's long duration for totality. But even here in parts of the hill country and near San Antonio, we'll have some totality near 3 to 4 minutes. So it'll be pretty good here too, but that happens to be the longest length of totality there in parts of Mexico. Again, April 8th, total solar eclipse. Let's take a look outside. And you know, this is a cool shot because we're looking in the distance there and you can see some of that fog way off on the horizon. Not necessarily where we are, but in the distance, definitely some out there. 58 degrees at the airport, 53 New Braunfels, 58 Seguin, 55 right now in Bernie. We got light winds. It's a pretty good setup for fog this morning. So we'll keep it in the forecast to about 8 o'clock. And then the clouds begin to break up if we do see any low clouds. And then with plenty of sun this afternoon, we make our way up to 88. That's just a few degrees shy of a record, folks. It's going to be a warm afternoon. I think we see 90s on the map in some spots. Not a lot of cloud cover today, although it will start to increase next few days as the storm system comes in from the west. And we experience a front sweeping through. Now, 80s tomorrow. It's warm again. But this front comes through early Wednesday morning, probably just before sunrise, and it makes a difference. Really cools us down. It brings some gusty winds. We're talking 50s and 60s for highs. So 30 degrees cooler in some cases. And then here comes an area of low pressure from the west. That'll generate a few light showers during the day on Thursday, which will keep us cool as well. So that'll be the big change midweek. Rain chances there on Thursday and again on Sundays. That's what we're watching. I don't think we're going to get a lot of rain out of this. The bigger story will be that drop in temperatures, which will keep you on your toes this week. 62 Wednesday, 52 on Thursday, and then look for 70s Friday into the weekend.
All over the place, but something for everybody.
Indeed.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep. Right now we're at 649, 58 degrees.
And wanted to give a quick shout out to my nephew, Cruz Cerna. He's 10 years old today, the big double digits there. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cruz.
Happy birthday.
And outside with live cam. Pretty good conditions out there at San Antonio International Airport right now, but as Justin was just talking about, be on the lookout for that fog in some spots.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, a new storm coming through the west right now, but that is going to eventually erupt into severe weather, and that is for Tuesday night Look at that area. Damaging winds, a tornado threat, large parts of Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri. I'll track that to the east as well. And then the promise and peril of AI. This morning, we are beginning a week-long look at the fast-changing technology, starting with a look at which jobs could be in danger and how to help AI-proof your career. You'll see it all on GMA.
And before you go, AT&T is reimbursing customers for Thursday's massive network outage. Tens of thousands of customers dealt with error messages or no service connection. AT&T will issue a $5 credit to potentially impacted wireless customers, which it says is the average cost of a full day of service. So while regional disruptions to wireless service happen occasionally, prolonged nationwide outages are rare. The Federal Communications Commission is investigating the incident.
A new school opening this fall is making history. It's the first charter school in San Antonio dedicated to students with dyslexia. Later today on GMSA at 9, we introduce you to Celebrate Dyslexia Schools, a tuition-free charter school that will be housed inside San Antonio's museum.
School is so important for me because I am the parent of 3 dyslexic young men and have seen the struggle. I've had the experience of a son who did not have access to proper dyslexia intervention, and I know what it was like as a parent to try to find it.
Enrollment is open for the fall 2024 academic year for kindergarten, first and second grade students as well. Today at 9, right here on GMSA, we'll learn about the teaching methods and how this will impact children in our community for years to come.
And the time now is 6:55. Still a mess out there at I-10 and I-35. Let's check back with RJ.
All right, guys, got a little bit more details here. So this is basically the entrance ramp if you're coming from 35 South onto I-10 East. This is going to be right before you hit Probant there. So basically the Burbank area. Just kind of keep that one in mind if you are headed out right now as we take a look at a lot of emergency vehicles in that area. There was also a crash being reported on 90 eastbound at 35. So a lot of activity. You do see that 90 eastbound has been backed up pretty significantly all the way to General Hudnall past Frio City Road. So a lot of activity taking place there around Burbank High School this morning, guys.
And if you're late to work, just tell them RJ said it was okay. There was slowdowns on the road.
Thank you, RJ.
Thank you, RJ.
Permission, sure.
There is still some fog out there. We're seeing visibility down to about half a mile at Stinson, close to 0 at Pleasanton, Gonzales, and New Braunfels. And some of this is creeping up into San Antonio. So yes, we could see a little bit of fog next few hours. But know that today will be very warm, 88 the forecast high this afternoon. Warm again tomorrow, and then we do get a cool down midweek. Pretty significant one, down to 62 on Wednesday.
I like that there's a little bit of everything.
There's variety for sure.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great Monday. GMA is next.